Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Bozmos2, where we are playing Chaco. It is turn 45. Let's jump into things. Okay, so what do we got going on? We have completed Thaumaturgy 4 on our way up to Thaumaturgy 5. Gonna be about 3 turns for that. Someone has claimed the Throne of Flames. We've cast Augury, found nothing. We've cast Dark Knowledge, found a West of Pestilence. Well of Pestilence, which was kind of expected. But good, that gives us a +1 to our death gems. Which means, you know, it could be very slow, but we can always generate more Dark Knowledges down the road. Another Dark Knowledge, found nothing in a Miradon. We've got Voice of Apsu, found nothing. Another Voice of Apsu, found nothing. Oof. Oof, 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 oof. And then we've got a series of battles. So this is one Lemuria versus Arvardi. Watch this. Okay, so this is a little group from Lemuria up against. Oof. All right. The big stack of Sequani Stargazers has been reinforced by piggies, and they are enlarged piggies. So they are size 4 chunky boys. And man, that's so many Fate of the Druids. Let me resist magics. Oh. Here we go. So many astral shields. Crikey. Just cast the solar rays. Just cast them. I guess this might not have been enough to trigger the use. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Probably not enough to trigger the gem usage for the Light of the Northern Stars, basically. Or maybe they don't have enough gems for it. It's possible as well. Either way, an easy victory for Marverni. Then we have 2 battles, one in Grifa, one in Moloton. So let's watch our one in Grifa. This is Wuya 5 attacking into the unknown as such, and we are up against a little force here. Nothing crazy. This is... No. This PD? Yeah, I think just this Kangub Chieftain and the Deer Tribe are PD. I would assume this Illusionist is not PD, probably passing through. And then this is the free spawn. He just gets these free spawn Kangubs constantly. Or I guess they're the baby Kangubs. Kangub younglings that promote into the Kangubs. And I think he was actually moving a... He might not have been moving them. He might have had them here to defend. But he's got some raiders here, and he's got these Kangub mothers, these priest ones everywhere. And they're there to be army healer. Afflictions on other units in the same province by using the heal order. So it doesn't do it automatically. He has to actually use the heal. So that's pretty strong. So he's got one of these Kangub mothers basically in every province so that he can try to utilize that for mana from heavens, basically. So let's see how this goes. We do Iron Skin. We do our Blessing. Summon Earth Power. Strength of Gaia. Temper Armor. Okay, so we're sitting at 32 protection. And there shouldn't be anything here that really is a problem. These guys, generally speaking, don't have a high enough magic resistance to really deal with the Bind Shield. They have very low defense. The Kangub Raiders have higher defense, but against 27 attack, that's still pretty heavily weighted in our favor for repel checks. So there's all of that. And yeah. Nice. We are able to chop up the majority of these. How's our fatigue? Our fatigue is great. Yeah, we are definitely fatigue neutral. Very good. Killed the majority of these peeps. I don't think we're going to get anyone else as we're coming out of here. Not bad, though. So yeah, just a little bit of PD here, and then a sizable little chunk here. We killed the Kengob Mother. We killed 14 Kengobs, 13 Raiders. The Raiders are significantly more important, but honestly, I don't think any of these are actually important. Kengobia is strong. You can generate a lot of units, but they're kind of chaff units, right? Like these guys, well, I say that, these guys... Where's the hunters? Oh, none of these are soldiers. None of these Kengobs have promoted to Kengob soldiers. So there's that. Okay. Done. Battle in Moloton. This is our Monketsina up against basically just a little bit of PD. So this is going to be nothing. Blessing, Iron Skin, Temper Armor, Personal Regeneration. And I realized I had Meditation on there as well, but they're not going to do Meditation and Blessing, so I'll just have them meditate, because Meditation is a blessing. Basically, it's just a self-cast blessing. So I'll just have them do that in the future. I did not realize that initially. So that's done. And then there is a battle in Old Man. But it's a little battle. Looks like Kengobia is basically trying to gem bait, trying to draw out what all Old Man has, and we can see here, by the way, as Kengobia takes their time, Old Man is adding to the list. There are way more ogres here than there were last time. I think there are about the same tyrant lizards. I think there might be one or two more displacer beasts. But Old Man is basically using all of their gems every single turn to try to generate as much of a last stand as they can. And this is awesome. Like, I love this type of battle, right? Like, go out all the way as far as you can, etc. So I don't think Kengobia is going to accomplish much with this. They might generate some things. Okay, here's the other fucking thing with this spell. This Kengo Boomer thing is kind of strong. Like, seriously? It spawns them inside the walls, the fortress walls, and they deal pretty fucking big AoE. Like, these guys are gonna get in there, aren't they? Oh, their morale broken. So they're not moving anymore. Oof. Oof. I feel like that got close. Tyrant lizards getting out there, doing what they can. That spell. I'm kind of like really interested here. Let's see exactly what that spell is. I say exactly what that spell is, but I don't think it's gonna like. It's gonna give me a base information there, but it's not gonna like tell me exactly what the spell does. I really wish, I say, it's not really the mod inspector's fault. The mod inspector is doing all that it can, but data is really hard to formulate in Dominions. It's very obtuse. Kengo, not national. I wonder if it's gonna show anything here. So those were boomers, basically. Kengo boomers. I don't really see anything. Let's check the spell, I guess. Tango. Alright, maybe we'll check the nation. Tangorbia. Here, let me... Sorry, I'm doing this without showing you guys anything. Flip over to the mod inspector page. Looking for... Where the fuck is Kangobia? Early nation? Blind? No, there it is. Yeah? There's no national only spells, really? Okay. So I can't even look this up in the mod inspector, basically. Do I have the wrong mod? Let's check. I think that's the one that we're using. Check a older one and see. I think that's gonna matter, though. Gobia right here. National. Yeah, it's not showing shit for spells. Cool. Great. Can't even find the information. Wonderful. Never mind then. Alright, so he's got these fucking boomer boys that he can summon fucking constantly on the wings and they explode. That's interesting. Okay. Well, nothing we can really do about that. He lost 62 of this force. But he chipped away at Old Man's forces. Old Man lost a Daughter of Avalon. Doesn't want to be losing those. Lost a Monk. Whatever. Scout, whatever. Some Displacer Beasts. Some Foresters. 6 Knights of Avalon. Fucking oof. That's no bueno. Like, these guys are kind of a big portion of what he has going on right now. So that's kind of unfortunate. I think the problem is Kangobia can do these feints all day, right? Send in a couple of shamans all day. Well, in a vacuum. They can't do this all day because I'm knocking on their doorstep. But, oh, well, I say that. Maybe they can. Who knows? I don't know what their production capabilities are, what their nearest, don't actually need you here anymore. I have a bunch of scouts on hide and wait on that are kind of not doing anything for me, which is not great. Like, I have multiple scouts over here that are on hide and wait. And the lag is kind of hard to deal with. So there's lag in the game just because there's so much for the game to process with so many players, etc., etc. It's kind of a pain in the ass. Anyways, moving on. We've got other stuff. Bunch of unexpected events. Plague continues, and a plague cult is gaining followers in Assad. +1 death. That's unfortunate. We've got disease spreading in Escuania. We've got disease spreading in Umidor. We've got minus tax and increased unrest in Hesperia. Again, from plague. We've got plague in Nidian Range. We've got Talito has some unnecessary laws, so we've gained turmoil and unrest. And then Smacia, we have gained an air gem. Worldwide event has occurred. The Throne of Fortune is open. Luck +1. Sweet. We discovered a scout and killed them. We did not break the fort in Pastena, which is very unfortunate. I didn't think that we were going to. We just didn't have quite enough siege to go in there. But I was hopeful that we would. We did not. And then we did a bunch of patrolling. God of Old Mictlan is dead this turn, and Goddess of Ubar is dead this turn. Let's check out the Throne of Flames real quick. Down here, that's a tier 1. 1 fire gem, 2 more fire gems, so 3 total. Spreads Dominion 1 and Fire Resistance 5. I think we've seen that one before, but it's a good one regardless. What are we doing this turn? All right, the vast majority of what we are doing goes towards our new war with Kangobia. I do not know. We haven't really, the diplomatic situation hasn't really changed, excepting that we now have a non-aggression pact with Erythia. They seem, even though they are supposedly are in a blood pact with Kangobia and Kailasa, they seem content to allow me to do whatever I'm gonna do or fight against Kangobia for now. Probably because they don't want me to try to like snipe any lands from them. And probably because they're confident that Kangobia can deal with me or unconcerned about the situation. Which I wouldn't really either. Kangobia still has a massive army on Old Man. They have temples all over the fucking place, right? All over the place. Which, it doesn't say anything about temples, so I guess their temples are normal. Very primitive forts that are 50% more expensive. Labs cost 300, and then 200 in forests. I don't know what's up with all of that. So they've got temples everywhere. I'm assuming temples increase, or either temples or probably Dominion scales increase their free spawn. So that's probably why they're doing that. We are going to try to fuck that up a little bit. It's raiding time. Mong 4 and Wuya 5 are going in. Fortunately, there is a lab here, by the way, in Griffa. But Griffa has some fucking... One, Griffa is an awesome fucking province. 2, it has a Tower of the Silver Order, which allows you to recruit Adepts of the Silver Order, which are pretty fucking dope. Less dope because we already have Crystal Sorceresses, but still pretty fucking dope because they get access to a couple other paths that Crystal Sorceresses aren't going to get. But it also gives you 3 air and 2 astral, which is really nice. And there's a mud field here, so this is a fucking dope-ass province. In Moloton, not so much. So we're going to attack into Iron Caverns, and we're attacking into Blue Moss Forest. Not much has changed here except for the adjustment to Meditation aside from Blessing. We have changed things up a little bit for Wuya 5. Wuya 5 previously was utilizing the Precious. We're using a Burning Pearl now instead. We're also using a Mind Shield instead of our Lead Shield. And we're doing these for specific reasons. One, we might have to worry about this, but the Mind Shield is in here to be a secondary effect with the Bind Shield, Astral Shield, Repel being hopefully very difficult to deal with. It's also an okay shield and gives more magic resistance. And since we're losing the Lead Shield, this magic resistance kind of helps keep us okay-ish, right? I don't think we have to worry about Kangobia with magic resistance, but then again, I don't know what spells they have. I guess I should fucking start up a Kangobia game and see more about what the nation does. I'm probably not going to do that. But one of the reasons why we swapped over to a Burning Pearl is specifically for the fire damage, or fire resistance. Kangobia does have some good fire priests, or fire mages rather, so I'm trying to get Wuya 5 to where there's less of a chance of getting flambéed. 15 is okay, but against things like Incineration, it's probably not going to be enough. Incineration is really hard to deal with. If he has a bunch of Incineration spammers, then we're kind of fucked. We just gotta hope. This is going to be a war of attrition. So we gotta hope that we can get some raids in there and deal some damage to him. He's got, if we think about it, right, like, Justinia is all the way, remember, he's down in here, right? And Pustinia is his line all the way down to Pantocrator's bounty. I don't think he has any other route down to his lands, because these are down to Erythia's lands. So, basically the concept is his supply lines are pretty long, right? So, I know he's got a shit ton of free spawn, and I'm sure more armies are on their way, but if we can best this army, we might have a little bit of breathing room, and we might be able to raid him up the island, and maybe our supply lines are a little bit better, and we can kind of like take I don't know if we can take Old Man. Old Man's got a whole lot happening there. Maybe I can unleash, maybe I contact Old Man and say, hey, look, do you want to go on a scorched earth campaign against Kangobia, right? Like, you could take that army and just march into Kangobia's lands. You know, that would be. I should definitely contact Old Man. See how they. I don't know. I don't know if the army that they have can even stand up to this Kangobian army. But basically, like, it's the concept of you know, if they're on their way out, maybe they'll be willing to help me. Maybe they won't be, though. Maybe they'll be like, fuck you, motherfucker. I don't like you just as much as I don't like Kangobia. Who knows? No, we'll see. We continue the siege in Pastina. I kind of wish I had not sent Ong 1, 3, and 5 up there now, because now sending them back to High Peaks means that they have an extra turn coming back up, etc., etc. So I'm just going to keep them sieging for now. We are moving Muya 9. You know what? Actually, I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to hold Muya 9 here and research, because he's an extra 14. Does that matter? We're not going to hit Thaumaturgy 5 in the time frame that I want anyways. We could if we researched with this group next turn, maybe. I don't know, it kind of depends. I don't know that there's really a reason to do anything here. I do need to, and I'm gonna do this. I need to hold and attack enemy flyers. Hold and attack enemy flyers. There is a real fear here of fucking oof. Take like half these guys. There's a real fear of him sending a flyer in, or he's got these shit, words hard. He's got these sacred pterodactyl riders. Again, of course they're not on him, and I can't fucking check the spells because the mod inspector doesn't show them. Maybe they show them in units, but we've seen them. He's got those sacred pterodactyl riders. He could fly in and harass my army, and if I have my army set up in a shitty way, he absolutely could like fuck that army up. So I think we definitely do send this group, hold and attack enemy flyers, because I don't think the 14 research is going to matter. We'll send them up. We are moving the group in Anglovania. up to High Peaks. That's going to be a great reinforcement group. We are moving 1-star priest back to Jereb because I think we're gonna put a temple and a fort up there. We are moving Jade Sork 3 over to Smacia in order to target Assad. Now, I think this is mostly an event that is causing all the death scales here, but it's also possible that there is a death site as well. And it's as good as guess as any, so we're going to go ahead and go up there and try to Dark Knowledge it. Continuing to Dark Knowledge and Voice of Apsu. Continuing to Augury. We're adding some Auspexes into the mix as well. The army of Wuya 12, with all of the Ant Warriors and Bears and Archers, continues plotting its course towards High Peaks as well. It will get there not next turn, but the turn after. Our god, Yuna, returns to the capital. Gonna start researching there. And yeah, we had a good income turn. We're able to recruit fully. Every single fort that we own is recruiting a mage or a commander of some sort. I think star priests at almost every single location, except for Assad, where we're doing a Jade Sorceress, and Tamiglia, where we're doing Crystal Sorceresses. But we're also fully recruiting units everywhere. And now we don't have great recruitment because we have shit scales, so we have bad recruitment points and bad resources. But it adds up, right? And as you can see, we can pool armies together. They're shit armies, but, you know, they are still armies. If we can actually get up to something like... You know, I really need to figure out if this is actually the route that we're going to go. I think Thaumaturgy absolutely is the route. I think we really want Soul Slay for this stuff. And this gets us a couple of other things to use down the road as well. But then there's also, we have to determine whether or not going construction is the next route that we really want to go, or if we need to pop into evocation, or if we need to pop up alteration. Honestly, going up alteration and trying to hit things like Wooden Warriors at the very least would probably be really, really strong. That would give our Hmong Ketsinas the ability to put Wooden Warriors on a lot of our forces, and Wooden Warriors aren't going to do much for our Ketsinas, mind you, right? But Wooden Warriors can take an Axe Warrior. I mean, it can take an Axe Warrior. Not really who I was thinking of there, though. Shit. They can take an Elite Warrior, right, who has a Leather Hauberk and a shield, and suddenly give them decent armor, not great armor, but decent armor, right? And they already have decent defense, so that makes them a little more threatening on the field. And actually something that we're going to start mixing in here, and I probably should have been doing this for a while. I've been favoring these heavy infantry over here in High Peaks because it has so many resources that I can do this. And the reason why I've been favoring them is because they have higher defense or protection, right? 16 protection. But we actually could be pumping out a lot of these Chacoan armored warriors. These guys have 10 protection and 13 defense, but they're significantly cheaper, and they also have full armor. So if we get some like Wooden Warrior buffs on them, they're actually going to be relatively armored. I still kind of think the play is to go heavy infantry, because they're only 10 gold versus the Chacoan armored warriors 9 gold. I don't think we're going to get enough armored warriors for the price to matter too terribly much. So I think using the resources is still the way to go. Anyways, we are forging some Boots in the Messenger, forging 2 more Dwarven Hammers, and then we are out of Earth Gems. And then it's basically, we're going to use the Dwarven Hammers that we have to try to mitigate our costs, pretty much. That's it, honestly. I we're trying to get a decent supply of weapons and arms and armor and things like that. We're going to try to enact our plan. If we can get Pestina conquered and have access to a lab here, then we will be able to throw Hmong Katsinas against Kangobia, and some Wuyas against Kangobia, amass some armies of Star Priests, and hopefully get some good battles against him. But I'm gonna throw this out there. We're kind of, if we're at peace from everyone else nearby us for the next 3 to 5 turns, then we can build things back up. We can build things back up relatively rapidly, right? But if we are not, we're gonna have to start pulling people back into consolidation and abandoning our borders, basically. If we have time, again, if we have time, we can recruit small armies that can be consolidated to defend our borders against people, and we'll probably be okay. But if like Atlantis ends their nap, or Phasia ends their nap or something like that in the near future, it's gonna get ugly pretty quick. And truth be told, it might not even take that. We are throwing so much into this. We've got so many Star Priests here. We've got all of our Katsinas, basically. We've got our only other big army. Most of our Wuyas, right? Most of our Hmong Katsinas. If we put together this big-ass army, and it goes up against something like Old Man, or the army on Old Man, and it loses, like if it gets fucked, then that's pretty much easy game for Kangobia at that point. Like, they will easily be able to steamroll us or piece us out for whatever they would want to do. So we'll just have to see how that goes. Fingers crossed that it doesn't go horribly. And that's it. I think that's it for the turn. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.